Who's gonna go American? Me. I will. I promise I will. The only thing that I have to do for starters is just simplest action of sipping my adorable water in my adorable glass jar, which is definitely the more sophisticated item I've ever seen for my entire life. Probably you are also included in that picture, those observers who've never seen something sophisticated and more just brewing than this simplest glass jar from which I'm trying to drink. And I'm not speaking here, I'm drinking for starters, only for starters. On the other hand, actually, I was pondering out around the point what to pitch here for this particular lead session of today, of tonight, I should say. I haven't come with something different or useful or whatever, just to something related to. And as soon as I don't have some, just to let it be for this particular session. I don't have something to say, and in particular, and on the whole, I should say, and I don't have something to say either, because just a lot of stuff being pitched here. I know is being pitched here through whatever, just video shoot in a row, but I'm all trying to differ all those video shoots one from each other, to make them different, I should say, and to differ them all after being made regarding the topics and the rates and at which they are made. I mean my speaking rate and whatever, just let it be the random session of tonight without any subject at all. And let's just do, guys, actually something more, maybe not more useful, but as soon as I have to follow, not I have to follow, but I like to follow a lot of approach simultaneously, but not simultaneously. Learn, I should say, sometimes it occurs to me following them simultaneously, but what I meant to say, I meant to follow all those approaches interchangeably, and one of those ones that I followed previously, that I followed, let's say 10 times at least, it's my descriptionary related stuff. And the more I can go deep into subject, the more I just polish and refine my American. And let me just pick the random, maybe not the random item that I want to pick in advance, but probably the most random item of all the items that I have at my place here, and that I haven't done previously. And it will take maybe up to a minute or up to half of a minute, we'll see, but I'll be back, I promise I will. Yes, you will not believe me what I just picked her out of all the items that I have sitting on my table, living in my apartment randomly elsewhere, being perched right up my head, being beneath my even feet, wherever, living under my carpet. I just don't count some microorganisms or spiders that may, or I should say do, live happily in my apartment, and I've chosen not a living thing. I've chosen the simplest item ever. It's a staple. Staple. Can you believe me? It's a staple. I'm gonna be fucking about the fucking staple. I can't believe I'm talking about a staple. Whatever. I hope it's called staple. Staple. I'm putting closer to the camera so that you will be able to see on your own eyes what I'm wielding right now and what I'm speaking about right now, which is more important. That's more related to my speaking in my American, and it's a staple. And I remember times from my youth when I first installed Windows 98, Windows 98, and there was like helper on the right right down angle on the bottom right there was a helper in Windows 98 program, good in shape like simple staple. It smiled, it made tricks, and just lurked and was peeking out of the frame behind which it was standing. It was standing in front of that frame. That piece of code allowed this staple to pose different postures and smile different smiles, being bent, being leaning something, being reclined like against the floor, or being wrapped like around something like a roll of something on the reel, and being in different shapes and with different facial expressions. That's how that helper staple looked like in the program of Windows 98, and it was living in the bottom right angle. And once you point your mouse closer to the bottom right angle of the Windows 98 program, that helper in the shape of simple staple appeared, and did a lot of just funny stuff, just glaring at you, just maybe smiling at you, wincing and winking and blinking and smiling and frowning and wearing different types of facial expressions depending on the mood in which that staple was. And again, that was kind of amusing thing to me. It was like all zany and funny and entertaining in all the ways, and that was staple that is right now living in my mind pretty vividly, because I'm wielding this staple, and I'm gonna explain how it works, how it's not exactly how it works in this particular video show, though we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll explain I'll explain how it works in the second part of my today's video, which is gonna be definitely slightly longer or a lot longer regarding previous ones that I've made in a while, and maybe this one will be longer. We'll see how it goes. So what is it made of? It's made out of metal. I guess it's steel of some mark. I'm not so bigger about knowing some types of steel and metals, though I do know some types of metal, copper, brass, gold, silver, whatever, just metals. And this is steel, but the mark, I'm not sure about the mark, but this steel is pretty bendable and just it could be easily shaped into whatever shape you want it to shape, and it could be bent out, it could be bent inwards, and let's not bend it, because it's pretty hard. It stems from my childhood years, and all the metals were hard during my childhood years, and this item just was handed down to me from my parents, and as soon as I got it, I started to live a happy life, and I'm not gonna throw it away or whatever, or lose it. I hope I will not lose this precious staple that I'm holding and wielding right now. So it's made out of metal, out of steel, and it's bent in some interesting way like a regular staple would. And what else? The thickness of the metal cord is around, it's up to 1 millimeter. It's 0.8, or if I'm using correctly my gauging tool, which are my eyes, and these probably the most just precious gauging tool that I have by my hand, or in my head I should say. That's my adorable eyes, and what I see it's like 0.8 or 0.7 millimeters thick, and if we bend it out to the straight, if we bend it out to the straight line, and we'll do like this, bending it out like laying on some surface, let's see, let's say on paper, and it will make, I guess, up to 7 centimeters something of its length. And we're not going to do that because it's like firm and really interesting item. I don't want to spoil it by bending it out or rolling it out in a straight string of metal cord. I wouldn't do that because, again, of what's been said. And what else? It's rounded. It's rounded at 1, 2, 3, at 3 points. The first point is here on the left edge of this staple. It's rounded on the left edge of this staple. It's rounded on the right edge of this staple. It's rounded in between. It's rounded leaning slightly to the left side of this staple. It's rounded like in the midst, no, not exactly in the midst, but on the distance of around 1/3 of the whole length of this staple. It's rounded like slightly leaning left part of all the length of this staple. It's rounded right here. I'm pointing out with my finger. It's rounded at 3 places. It's bent in 3 places. It's like oval shaped item. If we take a distant look like at this item as I'm holding it farther from the camera, and as we look at it, we see something oval shaped, like rectangle and oval shape at the same time, and it's hollow. On the inner side of it, it's hollow because it doesn't have its body. Though it has its body, I should say, but it's very thin, and they're just in a shape of metal string, as I told you. And if we look at it at this distance, it looks like hollow random item. It's not even clear what is this, whether it's staple, whether it's something else, but as soon as we have a closer look at it, we see that it's hollow, but it's made for purpose, being hollow and being some weird shaped whatever item as I'd like to put in this video shoot up tonight. So what do we have? We have the probably the most useful item. You can stick some pieces of paper or sheets of paper. You can stick them together. You can just fix them together by using this nicest gizmo. And I like the word gizmo. I don't know why. Once I learned the word gizmo, it became just all of it, like, oh my god, it possessed my mind, and I started to use it again and again, irrelevantly, regardless of context. And I guess it's the right time to say about this item. This is the simplest, probably, gizmo that humankind invented in a while, and you can use it just to pin something, not to pin something against something. It's not the purpose of which this item serves. It serves for sticking, for fixing and sticking some probably I would rather say that it's for sticking papers together, and sheets of paper and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying. And what else it has? If we look at it like from this side, it's pretty narrow and not tall. It's like 0.7 millimeters of its thickness, and it's probably like less than 1 centimeter of its height, less than 1 centimeter of its height, and probably is less of 3 centimeters of its width. And what else can I add to what's been said? It just and the edges, the shape of its edge. Sorry, I'm beginning to stumble, but I have to just explain the stuff that I want in the first place. So I'm on it. And the edge of this string, it's like round shaped. It's not seen, but I'd like to put it closer. You won't see anyway because it's not seen clearly because my camera. It's not to say that it's lame, but it doesn't have the proper resolution for this purpose of depicting this side of this table being round shaped, as I said here. And it's round shaped, and the other end it has actually two ends of this metal string, and each of those ends is rounded to the shape of circle, which is obvious for metal string being like simple steel made metal string. It's round shaped wherever, and in whatever shape you would want it to shape. And this video shoot has been shaped into the shape of simplest staple. It's been pleasure to make more just deep ramblings on my own for your brilliant minds out there, my brilliant viewers and casual viewers, my subscribers even might be included, my picture viewers of tonight. And what I can add, fucking literally nothing. My throat begins to tell me, Alex, you have to stop that shit. You have to wrap that shit up and not to annoy people's ears anymore, because they're just losing your voice. I'm talking too much. So it's a pleasure to make something for you to practice in front of your own eyes, just making this stuff for me, myself, in the first place, for my adorable American. I'll be doing these video shoots as soon as I will leave. I promise. If God allows me, I will live and I'll be making these video shoots further on. Practice, pleasure, and have a nice one. Wake up cheerful and effervescent, as I like to say, in all my video shoots here that I've made in a while on this channel called Diving for English, which I call myself in the first place. Practice, never quit out of your American. And be good. Bye.